Hello, friends, and welcome to Shauna Stitches. I'm Shauna, and this is State of the Stash 5. State of the Stash is a fairly recent series that I have started to document how much yarn comes into my stash and how much goes out, and we are tracking that on a monthly basis. Never before have I seen so many people focused on knitting from their stash, and this year, and I guess technically the end of last year, felt like a really good time for me to be intentional about the yarn coming into my stash as it was growing at an exponential rate and really needed to be put in check because I have some beautiful yarns that I would really like to use. That being said, if you see me looking down, I do have my laptop on my lap so that I can look at the numbers. This should be a fairly quick episode because I don't have a ton to share. So let's get into it. What came into my stash in February of 2023? Well, I received one package of yarn, and I will say I have not bought any yarn at all in 2023, but I have received yarn. So, it's falling out of the bag. I received this beautiful project bag that says, "So much yarn, so little time. Can we not all relate to that?" This is from my friend in Sweden, Eva, who goes by Kaya and Stitches on Instagram. Her and I have been online friends for quite some time. Actually, kind of a fun little story how we became friends or got to know each other. She had posted on Instagram a skein of Patton's Croy sock yarn. There we go. Holy cow, get my brain working. And she had come to the United States, I think California, for a trip and had bought some to bring back home. And when she got home and was knitting socks, I think for her husband, she realized she did not have enough. I recognized the colorway as one that my local Joann's carried, and I offered to pick some up for her and send it to her, which I did. And quite honestly, we have been friends ever since. We have sent each other packages here and there, and we talk on Instagram quite regularly, not just about knitting, but life stuff. And it's amazing how social media really can be a good thing. It just depends on how you use it. But I'm very thankful for her friendship. And so let's see what she sent me. If you don't remember, I did send her a package already. So yes, if you want to go back and look at other ones, you can see what I sent her. But we wanted to do some knit-alongs together. So she sent me this beautiful reds and purples and orange skein of Zebra Ball. Is this the crazy? It just says Zebra Ball, so I am not sure. And the color is called Oktoberfest. So if I remember right, she was saying what we would do with this was knit like the share a pair with stripes, but you knit one strand from the outside and one from the inside, so you would get very different colored stripes. So I'm looking forward to that. She also sent two 50-gram skeins, this beautiful green. Reminds me of pear jelly bellies, which I love. Pear is my favorite flavor. The color is called Fairy King, and it's by Emma Lily Knits. Hopefully you can see that. And it's a 75-25. And there is the logo. And the second 50-gram skein is by the same dyer, same maker. It's this beautiful cream with greens and pinks and yellow. Such a pretty color. Very springy. And I'm not seeing a colorway name, so I don't know what it is, but I love it. So she told me that the green one is for my husband. This one is for me. And we're going to do the Scrappy Stripey Socks by Kay of the Crazy Sock Lady. I can't even hold all these in my hands. Anyway, there is a blue and a yellow. The blue is called Airy, all by the same dyer that I showed you, the Emma Lily Knits. So we have Airy, we have Lemon, Ferocious Fig. Oh, I love that name. which is a beautiful purple and brown. So if Jelly Belly pear is my favorite flavor, jelly bean, figs are my favorite fresh fruit. I love figs. So good. Tranquility, which is it looks purple on the screen, but it's more blue, maybe a purple leaning blue, and it has some gray in there. And cantaloupe, tulip, beautiful pink. And, oh, the last one is called pear. I called it, didn't I? So, yeah, she included one for my husband and one for me, and that will be so fun. So thank you so much. I love everything, and now that I've shown it, I can start using the bag. That makes me so happy. I showed on my last podcast, but I have started knitting up a pear in the share a pear sort of pattern that Crazy Sock Lady is doing. This is some of the yarn that I did send to Eva, and I'm absolutely loving it. These were the colors that she picked, so she did a great job. This one here is the Hawthorn Speckle, and this one is a Stroll Tonal. So yes, now these socks will live in that bag. So I weighed those yarns, and I left the tags on because that just seemed easier, but that came to roughly 370 grams into stash. Now let's talk about what went out of stash. So I did give away a 250-gram skeins of a share a pear set to a winner from the podcast, and so that was 100 grams out of stash. I finished the February Desert Vista Dye Work socks in the colorway My Speckled Heart. This used up 76 grams from stash. So let's see, 370 minus the 100 for the giveaway was 270. Minus the 76 for this, I cannot do that kind of math. I should be able to. It doesn't seem that hard, right? But that leaves us at 194. Oh, I did do math. 194 after this. And I finished one other thing in the month of February, and those are my liked socks. It is in German, so forgive my pronunciation, but these are some Intargent in the Round socks. They do have a heel, and they are this really cute design of a girl holding up a bunch of balloons, 17 to be exact. And these are the Sock Madness 17 qualifier socks. So I finished those. That was 90 grams out of stash. And oh, my math was correct. That leaves us with a surplus of 104 grams more into stash than what I used. And I'm not too worried about that number because I have been working on some other things. So I think in March, we're going to redeem ourselves. I hope anyways. And as far as I know, I don't think I have anything new coming into stash. So only being up 104 for the month of February, I don't think is terrible, especially when we combine that with January. We had 416 more grams out. So for the year, we are still ahead. Let's see, where are we for the year? For the year, we are 312 grams ahead of what has come in. So we are meeting our goal. I know it's still early in the year, but if you are wanting to reduce your stash or at least bring in the same amount or less than what you are using, join me. It's never too late to start. I can guarantee you that. As many beautiful yarns as there are out there, it also feels really good to use what's in stash. So thank you so much for joining me today as we talked about my February 2023 yarn used and yarn acquired. I appreciate you being here, and if you have any comments or questions, you can find everywhere you can reach out to me down below. You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Shauna Stitches, and also you can leave me a comment below. Any projects that I showed are linked down below to my Ravelry page. If you still have questions, please reach out. I am more than happy to answer. All right, that's it, guys. Thank you so much. I will talk to y'all soon. Bye.